The FBI is conducting a terror investigation into the shooting of two National Guardsmen in Washington, D.C. So far, investigators have searched multiple properties, including the suspect's home in Washington state. Neighbors there expressing their shock.
Out of nowhere, boom, and I go run to my window and I look and guns drawn.
Never really talked to any of them except the kids, telling the kids to quit running through the hallways and quit breaking stuff.
Investigators seizing electronics from the suspect's home. They interviewed his family as well, which the Trump administration, we have learned, is considering deporting. Now that at least one officer has died, the alleged shooter could also be hit with more serious charges. Joining us to discuss is At-lyse Adamson, federal prosecutor. At-lyse, good to have you with us. So in terms of these charges, there is this possibility of a terrorism charge being tacked on here. And of course, the fact that one of these National Guard members has now died, that could change what we're looking at in terms of charges. What are you anticipating?
Yeah, thank you so much, Erica. So first of all, it's important to understand that terrorism itself is not a standalone charge. There are two ways to get to quote unquote terrorism charges. The first is very specific statutes that refer to terrorism, like material support to a terrorist organization or transcontinental terrorism. Usually what we're talking about, Erica, however, is a sentencing enhancement. That is when an underlying violent crime was committed with the intent to commit terrorism, which is a specific definition in the U.S. Code. And then it opens up for stiffer penalties, such as the death penalty. So that's what Attorney General Pam Bondi was talking about in the press conference, that if they can prove that this act was committed with the intent to influence government policy, for instance, which is a definition of terrorism, then they could seek enhancements such as the death penalty.